He only seems like he wants to change now that he realizes I'm done. I don't think he will actually change fast enough or permanently. Well, first of all, let me validate the fear that you have. You're probably scared about what will or won't happen moving forward, and that makes total sense. But if he's willing to change because you're done and he wants you enough to change, then that's a good thing for you. He wants to meet you where you want him to meet you. He wants to move closer and closer and closer to you. And we're probably talking about someone who has their entire lives lived in a place of self-protection and self-reliance. And now what this individual is saying is, I want to open myself up to emotional vulnerability with you, and I'm willing to give it a shot. That's a wonderful place to be. He's finally being vulnerable. You have a hard job in this space because his lack of vulnerability over time has hurt you. But his vulnerability in this time is potentially harmful to him, because if he goes in and you say it's not good enough, it's going to reinforce the stuff that made him not be vulnerable in the first place. Sometimes, in all honesty, we tell people, hey, we need you to change, we need you to change, we need you to change. And then finally they say, okay, I'm going to change. And we say, nah, you should have done that 3 months ago. And our frustration in that place is warranted and valid. But when we do that with people who are finally like, okay, I'm willing to give it a shot, what we're doing is we're hitting them hard with shame in the moment of their greatest vulnerability. What that causes is for them to shut down, and then it reinforces the wounds that kept them from that vulnerability in the first place. So that's the last thing we want to do. We want to see their desire to come closer to us and celebrate it. Oh, thank you for wanting to move toward me. That makes me feel so good. Believe it or not, what this individual is probably craving, what he has probably craved his whole life, is emotional connection that he can get with you now. So as he moves closer and closer to you and you make him feel safe in that place, he's going to crave it even that much more. You might be surprised by how fast he actually does change if his emotional vulnerability with you turns out to be a win for him. If he goes, hey, I moved to vulnerability and it actually worked out better for me than withdrawing and staying in my safe place, well, then he's going to crave vulnerability even that much more. If you and he are in a place where you can't provide a safe space for each other, that's what a qualified professional is for. We provide that safe space for both of you, and we can help you navigate that. Feel free to reach out for more information if you're interested.